We're following the people that had us enslaved, but we had a heritage and we had all that before we were in
because this is what that all actually came from.
The Ankh.
Yeah, this is what it's all connected. Like I said, it's restricted.
What do you believe the Ankh is?
I love y'all. It symbolizes masculine and feminine energy. It's both combined.
What about spells of honor? Spell 700.
I'm a witch, baby.
Okay. Hold on. Saying call halal, Yahweh Tazabah, Hashem Mashiach Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Kobar from the sector Detroit to Sakari. And we are here just once again teaching our people who we are in the Bible, teaching our people who our enemies are, teaching our people what it is that we need to hope for. Still going forward day in and day out. We got the daily cycle, the weekly cycle, the monthly cycle, all that going in, and we just think that is normal. We think that that's what we're supposed to be doing. We think there's nothing better than this. We hope for stuff better than this, but do we really believe that there's anything better than this? I don't really think so, because if we did, then that means that we will be actually working towards those things. That means that we will be what's going on, bro? How you doing, man? Hey, you ever heard that? Is your dad a so-called black man? Is your dad a black man? Yes, sir. So you ever? He was a black man. So that means that more than likely you ever heard that you would be from an Israelite from the tribe of Judah?
It's a possibility.
Yeah, a possibility for sure, but more than likely, right? You know anything about the Bible? You got any type of relationship with God or anything like that?
Oh yeah, I believe.
For sure. What you believe in?
I believe it's a God.
Yeah. Yes, sir. And then, do you believe that He has a special people?
Of course you do.
Yeah.
You one of them.
And you are too. And we are so-called black, so-called Native Americans, so-called Hispanics. We are those people that the Bible speaks of, right? So, and then there's certain things that lets us know that it's not just by our thoughts, right? It's not just by looking and being like, oh, well, I think, there's certain things that in this Bible that lets us know that we are those people, right? We got one of them here for you.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Above all people upon the face of the earth. So right now, like some of the things that we're fighting for, like we're fighting for equality, we're fighting for equity, we're fighting to be viewed in the same space as these other people, right? We're fighting for that, right? But it tells us that we're above these people. It tells us that we're above all the other nations. Not only that, but that we're a holy people. We are separate. We're set apart. So there's certain things that we're supposed to be doing. There's certain things that we're supposed to be knowing, treating each other, stuff like that, to be able to identify us from these other people. We're held to a different standard, right? And if we don't do those things that we're supposed to be doing, then now we're in the position where we are, where we're finding ourselves going to these endless jobs, living paycheck to paycheck, trying to, all right, I got to do the bills this time, I got to do the cars this time, the kids need this time, and it seemed like we're not even working for nothing, right? At the end of the day, it seemed like you got less money than what you started with, right? It's that cycle. It's the things that we weren't supposed to be doing. We were given specific things that we are supposed to be doing, and it tells us that if we strayed away from those things, then we would end up in this position that we are now, right? So we got, I know you probably got to go. I just got a couple things.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Bring it out.
For this shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So these curses, right? These things, the endless jobs, the way that we're looked at as a people, the way that we look at ourselves as a people, right? Do you really think that we got that respect that we're supposed to be having for one another?
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not.
What we got?
Less than 0.5% that even give two shits of a fuck.
Exactly, right?
Less than half. I wouldn't even say half. I'm gonna say a third.
maybe even less. Maybe even less. But again, it tells us that in the Bible. It tells us that
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 54.
Work it out.
So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
So this is telling you the man that you would expect it the least from, right? The one that you like, he ain't gonna do nothing, bro. Like, or he ain't about nothing, or you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not worried about him, right? It tells you that that person is the one that will have an evil eye towards his brother. So instead of engaging like we engaged you, I can call you king, I can call you bro, you know what I'm saying? Because I got that respect for you. I know who I am, you know who you are. And so we got that mutual respect. There's no animosity, there's no reason to be rude, there's no reason to be just like, what up, bro? Like, I hope your day is going great. And you can tell me I hope your day is going better. And that's how it's supposed to be, right? We're supposed to be building. We're not supposed to be looking at it like, damn, bro, those some nice shoes, you know what I'm saying?
Take them off.
Right.
That ain't what society is about. Like today's society is like retarded now. It's like kids killing kids, kids having kids, ain't nobody able to grow.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like kids raising kids. A kid can't raise a kid if a kid wasn't raised.
Yep. It's like when you said that, it just reminded me of basketball, right? Like back in the day, the vets used to be almost 40, right? Right now, you got vets on team that's 25, right? They just made the league. They just got out of college. You know what I'm saying? But
6 years. But you know, the lifetime and the longevity of an athlete isn't like it was when when we was growing up.
It isn't, but at the same time, you got people like LeBron, almost 40. You know what I'm saying? You got people like Udonis Haslem that just retired.
Yes.
He was older. You know what I'm saying? You got these people on these teams, and even if they're not necessarily active players, they still put them on the bench so that they're in the locker room, so that they can give that wisdom, that advice. Right. But if you look at teams like the Houston Rockets, right?
Same thing.
They oldest member is like 20-something, 28. You know what I'm saying? Which is that is getting up there. But do you really have that experience that a 4-year-old will? Charles Barkley said when he first came into the league, he was like, the greatest thing that I had was on my team was Moses Malone and Julius Erving, because they was telling me you fat, right? They was telling me get in shape. They was, we're gonna do these workouts these days. They were saying you need to, when you come to the game, don't be coming to the game in jumpsuits. We need to have you in a suit and all that. So when you come in, we're gonna take you out. We're gonna give you some suits, things like that, right? That wisdom, right? You got certain players that are telling them, hey, these people, they gonna give you all this money because they know that it's just coming right back. So you got the vets on the team that's telling you, all right, you know, this is what you do. You hire yourself an accountant, and then hire an accountant to be able to audit that accountant, right? These are little things that we're not even thinking of, because when we come into something, we're just like, I got it. I'm about to run with it. I'm about to get it. Because that's our mentality, because we haven't had it before. We fight so hard to get it, and then it takes us less time to spend it, right? But again, these are things that we're told. Things with our children. You just said kids can't raise kids, right? But that's what we got. We got more parents now that want to be best friends with their kids. What our parents? You know what your dad used to tell you about being your friend?
He wasn't my friend.
Right. I'm your dad first.
He's not my friend.
I'm not your friend.
Not at all.
Don't play me like I'm one of
Don't even think the thought that I'm your friend.
Exactly.
No, I'm here to teach you, not play with you.
No.
If I can't show you something that's gonna make you excel past this next gentleman that's next to you that you call your friend, that's skipping school, smoking weed, want to hang out with the dudes that got the guns, like why would you put yourself in a position where you can jeopardize your freedom?
100%. And that goes right back to this. That goes right back to the Bible, right? Our God, our Father told us the exact same thing that your dad told you. I don't care about them kids, they not my kids, right? I care about you. What did I tell you to do? How I tell you to act? What rules do you need to follow? Old adage, if everybody else jumped off the bridge, you're gonna jump too, right? And I mean, there's two answers, right? I mean, everybody else will be down there, so I have something soft to land on, or I'm gonna just make the smart choice. I'm not gonna jump off the bridge, right?
Or be the one that tells the story.
Right. Somebody gotta live to tell the story. Might as well be me.
Might as well.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 30 and verse 8 in the GNT. An untamed horse is going to be stubborn, and an undisciplined son is no different. If you pamper your child and play with him, he will be a disappointment and a source of grief. Laugh with him now, and one day you'll have to cry over him, grinding your teeth in regret.
So again, You want to be your child's friend. You want to be like, hey, yeah, it's cool, man. Go ahead and do that. You know, go ahead and worry about it. It's the open door policy. That's a good thing that we're supposed to be having because you want to be able to trust your parents. But some things a kid don't need to know, right? Just because your kid come and tell you everything don't mean that you go and tell your kid everything. There's certain burdens that they don't need put on them. They don't need to grow up faster than they're supposed to.
Exactly.
But at the same time, let them be a kid, right? You would be a little kid and the grown-ups be talking, you be coming in the room, you be trying to listen, be like, hey, this is grown folk business. You know what I'm saying?
You know what to do.
You know what to do. At whatever that's a table for y'all, this is a table for us. You know what I'm saying? So it's the exact same thing, right? You were right on the money when you were saying that, and that's the wisdom that's in this Bible, right? So we got to make sure that we're coming back to these things because our Father told us to do certain things. He told us to act accordingly. If not, we will be in this position, and we're trying desperately to get out this position because this is not our place to rest. This is not where we're supposed to be. This is not how we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be viewed a certain type of way, and we're supposed to view ourselves a certain type of way, and we're supposed to carry ourselves a certain type of way, right? So if you don't mind me asking, what's your diet looking like? Like, do you eat pork?
I do.
Yeah. What about the crab, shrimp, lobster? What about that type
I
of
don't
thing?
eat that. I
That's
got a
good.
seafood allergy.
Okay, all right, all praise.
So you know, I can't not eat nothing.
Right. So but it's keeping you away from that, right? But if we go back to the pig, right? So if you're eating the pork, right, and when you say eating the pig, right, then that makes it sound even worse. You know, it used to be called swine and things like that. But when you say eating a pig, it's like, bro, I really am eating a pig. You think about how a pig is. You think how a pig rolling around in the mud.
Certain parts of the pig I eat though.
I mean, there's certain parts of the pig that I used to eat, right?
Just bacon.
But okay, so we got turkey bacon, right? We got turkey bacon.
Yeah.
Have you ever?
Turkey bacon?
There's turkey bacon for real. If on your pizza, you don't gotta have the regular pepperoni. You can have beef pepperoni, right? There's different things. Sausages. There's different types of I believe there's turkey sausage, right? So you can have that too. So there's different things. We're not just stuck. They teach us, right? And they put that out there. I was just looking at a pizza commercial the other day, and it said for a half pizza, the one half is cheese and pepperoni, and the other half is bacon and cheese, right? So it's putting it right in front of you all the time. It's like it's always there. These are the only two choices that you got. These are the best two choices that you got. It's not.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11 and verse 7. And the swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he chose not the cud. He is unclean to you. Of their flesh shall ye not eat.
So of their flesh you shall not eat, and
of their carcass shall ye not touch.
we're not supposed to touch it, bro. If it's dead, we're not even supposed to touch it.
Do you realize pigs is the only animal that snake venom don't kill?
Pigs are also one of the few animals that don't sweat, right? So that venom that went into that pig, even though it didn't kill it, it might kill you,
It's guaranteed to kill.
right? And then everything else that goes into that pig, we sweat, and that's the waste coming out the body. But if a pig don't sweat, what's coming out of it?
Teach y'all.
And they eat everything. You put anything. You can put a poison snake. You can put a human body. You can put anything in front of a pig.
It's gonna eat it.
It's gonna eat it.
Eat it.
Right?
All of it.
So then you are what you eat.
You are what
You
you
are what you right? So it's the wisdom that's in this Bible. It's not just this book that has some good advice. It has some practical advice. You know what I'm saying? It's not just that. This is even when it tells us there's certain things that we're supposed to wear, like we're not supposed to wear mixed fabrics, right? So now you're hearing studies that are telling you, well, you know, there's certain fabrics that have a higher frequency than other ones, right? There's certain ones when you wear them, it changes your mood, it changes your disposition and all that. There's certain things when you wear them, you feel more alive, right? You feel more connected to this Bible is telling us the same thing, right? So there's certain things that we are supposed to be doing, there's certain things that we're not supposed to be doing. But why is it so much easier to go to the things that we're not supposed to be doing?
Because you're not supposed to do it.
Because you're not supposed to do it. They make it more fun, right?
Yeah. It's just the option of having an option.
Right. Well, you think, right? You think, but if it's, you know, the propaganda of it, they're steering you. They're telling you, you can have this option, right? You could go party, right? Or you could get shit faced, go party, and you can have the time of your life. You might not remember it, but everybody's gonna tell you, oh man, you was lit, bro. It was the time of your life, right? You know what I'm saying? Like it was amazing. But it's not something me. I like remembering what it is that I did.
Exactly.
I like being in control of myself. You know what I'm saying? I like the actions that I do. Those are things that I want to be able to, because you're going to be held accountable for it to a certain degree. So you could do something and it could be totally against your character, but because you weren't in control of yourself at that moment because something else was in control of you, now you're doing all this other shit, right? Or worse. The lucky ones go to jail. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that's luck.
Well, what's the other?
God just blessed them that they didn't get killed.
There you go. All praise.
They still unlucky.
There you go.
Because now they being controlled by society.
But guess what? If I'm not that I want to go, not that I don't want to go, but if I'm in jail, right, and if I know the truth, if I made a mistake and I know the truth, I can influence those people, right, that I'm in the position with. How many people you know that went to jail and then they came out and they're just, you know, so much more connected. You know, I found God and stuff like that, right?
It's a selective few.
It's a selective few. Not everybody. Just like out here, not everybody stops to talk. So a lot of people, I understand, bro. I'm gonna keep on walking because I got something more important to do today. We all got important stuff to do, right? We got important. It's a Saturday. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we could be doing anything today. We could be spending time with our families. We could be going to make some extra money at work. We could be going to whatever concert that we wanted to go to, right? We could be going out of town. But we're choosing to stand here and spend time to talk with our people to let them know who they are, because that's the most important thing that we got going on ever. That's in front of our families. That's in front of whatever job we got. That's in front of whatever fun we want to have. This is the most fun. This is the most important thing that we could do. I love doing this, right? And I never thought that I would. You always look at the people in the movies and they talk about the end of the world, right? And they make them look crazy. But they're not crazy. They got the answers, you know what I'm saying? And so we got the answers. We were able to have certain answers given to us. And so we're able to come out and tell those to other people.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6.
Bring it up.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children.
Yeah. So destroyed for a lack of knowledge, right? We don't know nothing. If they say you want to hide something from one of us, where you put it? In a book, right? If you want to hide something from one of us, where do you put it?
In a book.
In a book. Right?
Ain't nobody reading.
Nobody's reading. Everything is so quick.
It's all on the computer.
Yep.
You can stroll down, scroll up, and that's killing your eyes anyway.
It is.
You should read a book. Word.
They make fun of me because I'll be wearing those the glasses that block out the blue light when I be playing video games, bro. I'm trying to save my eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because shit, if you don't use it, you're gonna lose it.
If you don't use it, you're gonna lose it. If you don't use it, you're gonna lose it. Right?
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 3.
Bring it out.
Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand.
So it says, blessed are those that read, that hear, and that keep. Right? So we can read it. If you read something that's good for you, and you hear something that's good for you, but you don't do what it is that's good for you, then what was the point of hearing it? What was the point of reading it? Right? What are we doing? Are we keeping these things? Are we going out and applying them? Are we seeing other people? I'm not here to chastise you. I'm not here to get on you like that. I'm just here to say, hey, what up, bro? And you know, this is just certain stuff that we're supposed to be doing. If somebody has a question or whatever that is, then you know, let me go ahead and let you know. Right? I heard this. Have you ever heard this? The same way I came up to you. I didn't tell you what it is. I'm just asking you. Have you ever heard, you know, such and so on and so forth? Have you ever heard that you were an Israelite? You know, what's your relationship? Because I want to know where it is that you're coming from. It's about establishing that relationship. This is our relationship with our God. This is our relationship with our people. This is the relationship that we're supposed to be carrying out with one another, right? The exact same thing that I was saying earlier. So now that you know that you're not supposed to be eating pork,
I knew it from the beginning, but it just tasted.
it does, but you got other options.
Yeah, you do.
All it is the seasoning. You know what I'm saying? That's mainly for a lot of things. You can make vegetables. They do carrot hot dogs, right? They do carrot bacon. It's the seasoning that you put on it and the way that you prepare it that makes it taste a certain type of way. So if you know you got other options, you might want to exercise those options.
You do.
Right?
That's doing the difference between right and wrong.
Right. Again, going back to what you were saying with your dad, right? He will tell you, I don't care what it is that they're doing, but you know the difference between right and wrong. You know what I told you.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, and verse 26. For if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins.
So like you were saying, if you know what it is you're supposed to be doing, and you don't go out and you do those things, it would be different if you never heard this information before. If you just thought, hey, all right, maybe it's not a good idea to eat pork, right? Maybe it's not a good idea, you don't eat shellfish because you got the allergy, but maybe it's not a good idea to eat those things. But now you know going forward. So if you continue to do those things, now you're going to be held accountable for those, right? Ignorance is only bliss for so long until you know. So you're under obligation to do the correct thing. I would highly advise you to do the right thing. I mean, if you don't, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? But I want to see you in the kingdom.
To the book of Isaiah, chapter 66, verse 16.
Bring it out.
For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord.
So, can you read that first part just real quick?
Book of Isaiah, chapter 66, verse 16.
Bring it out.
For by fire and by his sword.
For fire and the sword. This is by God's fire, by the sword, right?
By his fire, it's like for by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
The slain of the Lord shall be many. So it's that straight and narrow path, right? And if you just in life, if people tell you, the straight and narrow path, not a lot of people travel it, right? Because it's not easy to. It's too easy to take this side road here, this side road there, right? But it tells you that a lot of people are taking those, and usually if the majority of people are doing something, you know that is wrong. Usually, if a majority of people are doing it, they can tell you that cigarettes cause cancer, right? But you're still gonna find a bunch of people smoking cigarettes. They're gonna tell you that now it's switched to vaping, right? And so now they even got younger people doing it, and it is still it causes cancer, right? Anytime smoke is going into your lungs like that, it ain't good, right? It's not supposed to be in there. But then now they got younger people doing it, and so you got younger kids that are having cardiac arrest, bro. There's no reason why you an athlete on a high school team and you having a heart attack in the middle of your games, right? In practices, LeBron James son. Like, what? Come on, bro. You got access to all this other stuff, but I don't know his lifestyle, but if he's not doing things all the way correctly, those could be contributing factors to those. And it tells you that a majority of people are doing those things, which is why the consuming of fire and with the sword will happen to those people, because they may have heard and then they didn't do, or they may think that they have their own personal relationship with God and that they know what it is that he wants from them, right? So I'm going to live my life however I want to live my life, whatever the case may be. But the knowledge is in this book, right? So again, turkey bacon, turkey sausage, beef pepperoni, there's a bunch of different options, and I guarantee you, you're not going to feel like you're missing anything. We have a certain connection with certain things that aren't good for us, and then we think that we can't live without it. Now, I'm not saying that you can't, but for a lot of people, we think that we can't live without it, or it's going to be so hard getting away from it, but it's not. I haven't had pork in years, bro, and I do not miss it at all. I went vegan, vegetarian for so long, and so I didn't miss a lot of the same stuff that a lot of our carnivores were eating, right? But it just is what it is. It's a choice. But once you know the greater choice behind that is because I'm doing it to honor God that created me, that gave me this temple, that has done all these different things for me. I'm doing this to honor him and show him my appreciation. Then it becomes a lot easier to stay away from those things, right? I got one more for you, and then you can go ahead, brother.
The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 18.
Bring it out.
Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man and of a well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh. But he, choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination, spit it forth and came of his own accord to the torment.
So this is basically saying, instead of eating pork, instead of eating swine, this man chose death. Because that's how important God was to him. That's how important it was, the commandment that God gave to him, where I don't even want to give the impression that I'm eating something that I'm not supposed to be eating. I would rather die than eat what it is that I'm supposed to be, than eat what it is that I'm not supposed to be eating. Because I don't want these people to see that I saved my life, and so they think that that's how they're gonna save their lives, and then they're gonna follow my direction, and then I don't want to have to live with that for the rest of my life. I would rather die than do what it is that God doesn't want me to do.
That's right.
Right? You aren't faced with that choice right now. Right now, you can choose. There's nobody holding anything to you. Nobody holding a knife to your neck. Nobody holding a sword to you. You know what I'm saying? You can choose to make the right choice, right? And it's baby steps. We change this, we change that, we add this, we subtract that, and then you find yourself walking that path that not a lot of people are walking, and it's not for your own glory, it's for God's glory. So even when people are like, hey bro, I see the change in you, you know what I'm saying? Like, you used to be this, like, what happened? That's how you open that connection with people. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much it, bro. I just want you to know who you are. You're more than likely from the tribe of Judah, which is the same tribe that Christ is from, and then you are an Israelite. So any so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native Americans that you see, know that that's your brother, right? Give them that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what up, King? You know what I'm saying? What up, bro? Because that's how we want to treat each other. That's how we want to hold each other to a certain standard. Because there's a lot of us that hate each other we don't know why. It's just embedded in us. Look at information. We got our social medias. We got this brother's number on here, right? Just look. If you got any questions, call or hit the email, whatever I'm saying. Or if you see us up here, come ask these questions. And you got a Bible at the house? All right. You know what I'm saying? Deuteronomy 28. Read that. Read Deuteronomy 28. See if any of those apply to you. There's some things that are in there that when you read them, you're gonna be like, this sounds a lot like. Let me get you one that sounds like. Can we get the? And then you can go.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee.
So the Lord will bring thee into Egypt again with ships, right? So the first time the Israelites came out of Egypt, when they crossed the Red Sea, they didn't need ships. It was all a walking journey, right? So this is letting you know right off rip that this is not the same Egypt that we walked out of. This Egypt is synonymous with bondage, right?
Book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 8.
Bring it out.
And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom in Egypt.
Spiritually called Sodom in Egypt, right? So when we see here, we saw Michael Brown, right? How long did they leave his body out in the streets, right? When they got investigations going, it's almost like they're doing it just to like show other people that, we're not really worth that much. We can let their bodies sit out here, rot in the sun, all that, right? But it tells us that we will be brought into Egypt again, which we just learned is spiritually Egypt. We were brought over here again with ships. So who do you know that was taken somewhere in ships? Slaves, right? Right? Okay.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
So what did you just say? You just said who was brought over here? Slaves. And what happened to them when they got over here? They got killed, but they got sold, right? And tortured. Families got separated. Kids got separated from their parents, right? And so even at the end of slavery, they're having to find, going back, trying to trace and go back, all this different stuff. We still can't really trace really super far back in our lineage, right? Which is why we don't know who we are as a people, because it's only so far back that we can go. They tell us that we're everything but a child of God, right? But it starts right here. It starts, we're brought over to a place, we're sold as bondmen and bondwomen.
And no man shall buy you.
So we have Martin Luther King, we got Malcolm X, we got all these different people that are coming along that are, trying to tell us that, we need to take it by force, or we shall overcome, right? So the equality, you know what I'm saying? Don't judge a man by his skin color, by the content of his character, right? And we're fighting for that. We're marching, we're doing all this stuff, but none of these people are saving us. They keep talking about reparations every election cycle, right? But nobody's giving us reparations. They're talking about how. They're talking about what does that look like. They can give billions of dollars to Ukraine. They can give billions of dollars to funding to Israelis, right? But they can't give it. They can't give it to us. For some reason, we don't get it, right? Because it was prophesied to us. Deuteronomy 28. Look through that. You'll start seeing there's a lot of correlation. And then just, ask yourself the proper questions. And like I said, we got a lot of breakdowns on there. Sakari, we got a lot of breakdowns. Just go, look, ask the questions. Pretty much anything you want to know about yourself. What's the curses? What's supposed to be coming? What do I need to be doing? All that stuff you can find on the YouTube, right? So, just enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
I sure will, man. I'm take heed to this.
For sure.
Have a blessed day.
And as you go over to your car, just listen to this, right?
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee.
So those clothes that you got, you didn't make that yourself. You didn't buy that from somebody that looked like you. Even if you bought that from somebody that looked like you, they had to get it from somebody else that didn't look like them, right? The materials to even source that, the store that it's even put in, all of that stuff is owned by somebody that's not. The jobs that you go to working for bosses, for people that do not look like you, that don't have your best interests at heart, that do not care if you come back tomorrow because they're just gonna find somebody else to replace you when you're going, even if you think you're an entrepreneur. There's still that process that you gotta, the banks that you gotta get the loans from people that everywhere we turn, these people aren't looking like us. They don't have our best interests at heart. They're charging us high interest rate because they do not care, right? The only one that cares about us is our Creator, and we got to care about each other, and we got to lead each other back to where it is that we're supposed to be, which is following these laws, statutes, and commandments, keeping the faith in Christ, Jesus Christ, and then you'll see your life changing, right? And you'll see yourself getting better, and you'll start to see brothers that are wearing, we got the fringes and zeets and stuff on our shirts, right? You start to see that. It'll start to click within you. You'll be like, I know these brothers, I can build with these brothers, right? That's all it is. We just want it to be better. We want to see as many as possible in the kingdom, and we just want to share that with you today.
I appreciate it.
For sure, I appreciate your patience, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We all we got. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, man. Thank you, bro. And again, that's all it's about. That's the most important thing, bro. That's why we're here. That's why we're out here every single Saturday. That's why we are keeping these laws, statutes, commandments on our hearts, which is on our minds at all times, because we want to let our people know who we are. We want to let our people know what it is that we the most important things, which is keeping these laws, statutes, commandments, keeping the faith in Yahweh Shai, or Christ, and then we want to make sure that we're carrying out these things and that we're doing these things often. Now, which often is every day. Now, I was looking at something, just going through Insta earlier today, and I saw that at this high school, this lady was this white chick, right? She was handing, yes sir. She was handing out, she was handing out these, she was handing out the abortion pamphlets, right? And it was to young black students. And you had some of the faculty that was standing up for the kids and, saying, taking the pamphlets as soon as they got them, that was, talking to the lady, telling her, basically like, get out of here. Like, these are just kids, bro. Like, give them a chance. Give them a chance to make a decision for themselves. Don't force your opinion on them. Don't try and change their mindset. Don't try and sway them. Just let them be kids. Let them get a chance to grow up. That was something that we were talking about earlier. Our kids don't really get the chance to be kids. They don't really get the chance to experience. They got to make adult decisions very early in life. And so what ends up happening is that you got the kids now that think that they got all the answers, and because they had to help a parent out or whatever the case is, now they don't trust their parents' direction that they've been given. They don't trust the wisdom that's been given. We talked with a man early a few weeks back, and he was talking about his nephews don't even respect the wisdom that he has to give. And why is that? Why are we sitting here? Why are we doing these different things that are only causing the detriment? Abortion, bro. Like, we're killing generations, which is exactly what it was meant for. We're killing generations of our kids, and for what? For a lack of responsibility of the choices that we made.
This is the book of Exodus chapter 1 and verse 7.
Bring it up.
And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceeding mighty, and the land was filled with them.
What's going on, sis? Oh, okay. All right, for sure. I appreciate that. Hey, I just want to, is your dad a so-called black man? Is your dad a black man? Yeah. All right, then more than likely, I just want to tell you, more than likely you be from the tribe of Judah, so you get an Israelite that the Bible is speaking of. You know what I'm saying? So just know that Deuteronomy 7 and 6, we are a holy, set-apart people. We're above everybody else that's on the face of this earth. And then there's certain things that we're supposed to be doing so that we don't gotta be selling tablets, so that we don't gotta be out here on the street corners telling our people who it is that they are according to this Bible, right? For sure.
So I enjoy what I do because I'm an employee.
Yeah.
I employ people.
Yeah.
But not only do I employ them, I get out here and I work with them. So that way I can show them how to become a boss themselves.
Yep.
So I don't mind selling phones and tablets.
But guess what? According to this Bible, you're not even supposed to be working. You're not even supposed to have to work. According to this Bible, your feet not even supposed to touch the ground.
That's right.
You're supposed to have people carrying you around.
If my feet never touch the ground, how can I connect to the earth?
How can you connect it? You can choose to touch. You can choose to touch the ground if you want to. You could choose to walk around barefoot on your own property, on your own land, that you don't got to pay somebody that don't look like you, right? You can choose to do that if you want to, but you don't have to. You could have people carrying you around, so it's by choice. You know what I'm saying? You could ride. You could ride by chariot. You could ride by your feet. Whatever you want to do, but it's your choice.
This is what I'm gonna lay out. This is my analogy.
Yeah.
What you just said
Yeah.
is exactly what's already happening. It may not be happening in a physical, tangible sense like that, but it's definitely happening because, see, when I carry myself, people carry me naturally because my light shines so bright. So I don't even have to ask for shit. I get shit for free every day. I'm dead ass. I don't even gotta say nothing. I can look at a brother. You know what I'm saying? Or a sister.
Yep.
And they see that light in me. So they may not be picking me up, carrying me, but they definitely carrying me. They're carrying my spirit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They see who I am eternally. They see that I am a true goddess. They see that I'm a queen. And they see that it's nothing that they can do but love me, even the ones that hate me.
But the difference is, right? So you're dealing with the ones that love you and the ones that hate you, right? But the difference is, when I'm saying that could be done, it's all done in righteousness, right? What's been done here is done in wickedness. So yes, they could be doing that for you, but what's the ulterior motive that they might have, right? What's something that may not even come to fruition, right? It may never happen, but what is it that they're wanting from you? It could be something good, it becomes something bad, because like you said, you're dealing with people that like you and that don't like you. But in the scenario that I'm talking about, in the instance that I'm talking about, it's all done in righteousness. So whether or not they like you or not, they're going to respect you. Whether or not they like you or not, they're going to value you. Whether they like you or not, they're going to want with the best possible thing that you could have coming to you. That's what they're going to want for you. They're going to revere you. You know what I'm saying? There's a certain perception that's going to be had about you because you are one of God's chosen people. There's a certain perception that's going to be had about you that can't nobody ever take away from you. You know, you don't ever have to wonder, is this person going to deal with me the right way? Because they're always going to deal with you the right way, because they're going to be compelled to deal with you in the right way because you're one of God's people.
That's right.
Let me just...
The book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life.
So that's the light that they need to be drawn to, right? That's the light that we need to be drawn to. There's certain things that we're supposed to be following, certain commandments, certain things like that that we're supposed to be doing, that God gave us to do. And that's what we're supposed to be drawn to. And then that light, these other people will come to you because they'll be wanting, they won't just be wanting material things, they'll be wanting that knowledge, they'll be wanting that wisdom that it is that you're going to be able to impart to them, not just how to be a boss in whatever's going on in this world, but how to be a boss in everything, how to be a boss in thought, how to be a boss in carrying yourself, how to be a boss in the knowledge that you're supposed to be knowing from this word.
If you keep my energy, you know I couldn't been just talking about being a boss doing this.
100%.
I peep everything.
Yep.
It's knowledge, it's responsibility, it's self-accountability, it's elevation.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? It's wisdom, it's discernment. So, I don't want them to just be a boss and doing this because this ain't shit compared to what I could actually be doing. I'm an artist, I'm an ordained minister, I do taxes. Compared to what I could really be doing out here, this ain't shit. But it does give a pathway for people to actually see that if you take over your financial I'm chilling. My daughter works with me.
Yeah.
I'm good, and I'm doing what I want to do. And can't nobody tell me anything.
Let me ask you, because you were talking about financial freedom. Would you say like a billionaire would like have that financial freedom to be able to, as long as he knows how to use his millions, right? And makes
Anybody that has finances has financial freedom as long as they know how to use their finances.
Right.
The problem is, we've been programmed to think we're supposed to work 8 hours a day, sleep 8 hours a day. That's 16 hours.
Yep.
It's only 24. Even though I dominate these tablets, and I know there's no such thing as time, what they give you is 24 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I dominate all of that. Ain't no time limit on what I do.
But what happens when somebody comes and takes that financial freedom from you, right?
Can't nobody take it from you.
What happened to Ye?
What you mean?
What happened to
If what happened? I gotta get up. I gotta get up.
Because the brother had billions of dollars, right?
And that brother still got billions of dollars.
But they froze his account, right?
But that brother still got billions of dollars. As long as that man carries the name that he has built for himself, that man is never broke. He will forever have financial freedom because Ye is a Gemini, like me.
But what they told him when they froze his account is, as long as you do what it is that we want you to do, as long as you do what it is that we tell you to do.
And then they sent him to the mental institutions
Uh-huh.
and all of these things. Yeah, I'm aware of that. But guess what? He knows how to follow suit by not following suit.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
No, he definitely
So,
thinks outside the box. He definitely
there
has his
is no
own
box.
creative source.
There is no box.
I see where you're going with
There
that.
is no box.
I see where you're going with
Thinking
that.
outside of the box, there is no box. When you place the box there,
Mhm.
you're giving a metaphor for entrapment.
Mm-hmm.
There is no box. There's no such thing as thinking outside of the box, because how can there be a box when the universe is eternal?
Yep.
How can there be a box when we are eternal? Because the energy cannot be created nor destroyed.
Okay.
So there is no box.
So then, right, energy can only be transferred, right? Yep.
It's meant, that's why they give you music at 440 hertz, because they know that that's the lowest vibration. That's why every fucking sign that you see that has anything to do with fast food or liquor has red in it, because that comes from the lowest chakra, which is based on survival and fear. So there's no box. There's only the box that we place ourselves in due to what we were taught, because the people before us that taught us were taught the same thing, and nobody knew shit. And them ancient motherfuckers that we were supposed to be following, they died off. And then these people came around and killed off what they were implementing in the first place. The trees, everything around here is dead. They ain't supposed to be no fucking winter. Everything dies in the winter. Everything dies.
It's a rebirth
It's
period.
dead. Look at these trees. They dead.
Everything needs a rest, right? So
No.
even you need a rest. You need a rest at the
But
end of the
that
day.
tree- That tree, guess what? That tree roots go so deep.
Mhm.
It don't need the rest. A tree is a living organism. It doesn't want to die. It doesn't want to shed its leaves. It's hurting right now.
Well, we're looking at it that way, right?
No,
but if
it's
anything goes
dead.
into a hibernation period, if anything goes into, I can understand what
A
you're saying.
hibernation is what?
It's supposed to be like a deep sleep.
It's a deep sleep,
Yep.
right? Hibernation is a deep sleep. Why would you need to go into hibernation? That's like me inducing you into a coma. That's like me inducing you into a coma.
So there's really no.
This was a tropical Earth. This was a tropical Earth. There was no winter.
But even according to there's a winter because there's a changing of seasons, right? There's only
many months
two
are
real
there?
seasons.
How many months are they, King?
It's subjective, right?
It's 13 months. But they made you think it was 12.
I don't adhere to 12 months. That's why I was saying it's subjective. Some people believe in 12, some people believe in 13, right? But there's only 2 seasons, right? There's not 4 seasons. You either have summer or you have winter, right?
No.
There's a time to grow, and then there's a time to go ahead and collect so that you can go ahead and recollect yourself. So
You wouldn't be able to eat. You think about
sure
it.
you would, because you have Joseph in the Bible, right? He had Pharaoh had a dream, correct? And so the dream was that there would be 7 great years, 7 lean years. And so what was happening is Joseph interpreted that dream, and he let them know there's going to be 7 years of great food. There's going to be 7 years of famine. So what we need to do in these 7 years, yes, people can eat. These 7 good years, people can eat. But we need to be preparing for these 7 lean years, because there's always going to be ebbs and flows. There's always going to be changes. But God has given me the ability to be able to let you know that it's coming. So now when those 7 lean years come, not only are you being fed, but everybody else is coming around you because you had the foresight. God gave you that foresight to be able to see, and they're coming and they're getting whatever it is from you. So that light, that knowledge, everything that you were talking about, they're getting it from you. Not that you're like this, you know, just this whatever, not for self-glorification, right? But it's because you were given something and now you want to be able to share that with people, but you also had the foresight to know that there's ebbs and flows and everything. So now I can go ahead and I can delegate to these people and they can come and get what they needed from me.
Garden of Eden, they were naked. They wouldn't have survived.
It depends on what your interpretation of that is, right? We don't necessarily adhere. We always believe that we're.
I'm going by that book.
Well, okay. Can you do the?
Because there were fields of apples and oranges and then that's another thing. They killed off all the female trees. We should be able to walk around and grab fruit from every tree, but no, these are all male trees, which is why they produce nothing. Okay, so how would they be alive? They can't grow if it's cold. They were eating off of it. They ate of the fruit of the earth.
So you look at that as literal fruit. You look at that fruit.
Be literal because guess what? If these are dead and this is what I'm living off of, I'm dead.
So okay, so if you are doing something, right? If you're doing a job and then you get paid for that job,
right,
then that's called the fruits of your labor, right? It's not a literal fruit. It's you put in some work, you got something from it, right? The fruit that the Bible is talking about in the Garden of Eden is not literal fruit. It's
knowledge.
It's knowledge, 100%.
I understand that. I
When you were talking about the sun, when you were talking about your energized, I get energized from the Creator, right? I get energized from the Holy Spirit, right?
That's what
So
the Creator gave us to furthermore. That's
Exactly.
why you got that raw ether. That's why you got that ether in your hair.
What
That's
you mean?
why your hair is ether.
okay, but even so, just going back to the sun, right? So you were talking about that's a creation. So even if, let's just go with what you were saying, even if that gave us some type, that energy has to come from somewhere, right? So the ultimate creator of that is what gives us the energy. But going to also what you were saying about the night.
This is the book of Genesis chapter 1 and verse 4. And God saw the light that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. In the evening and the morning were the first day.
So there was. So
that's
even on the
a
first day.
I'm getting real cold, and I'm gonna say this real quick, and I respect what y'all doing out here. I respect y'all, but that is a re-scripted book. I want you to go and get the Book of the Dead. I want you to go and get I want you to go and get that and read that and compare it to that. I appreciate y'all.
Do you read Hebrew by any chance? Do you know Hebrew by any chance?
Nah, I read me.
Okay, so if you get the chance, right?
Yes.
Then I need you to be able to go back and I need you to be able to read and translate and tell me what it is that is saying, because we do our Hebrew, right? We know the phrases. We can look up.
We're the true Jews.
So
I mean, I know that. That's why people think Hitler was crazy as hell. He was killing them people with them blue eyes because he like, y'all perpetrating. Y'all are not the real Jews. That Hitler wasn't no crazy motherfucker. Hitler went to Antarctica.
So if you know we the real Jews, then why are you following Egyptian things?
What you mean?
If you're following the people that had us enslaved, but we had a heritage and we had all that before we were in the.
This is what that all actually came from.
The Ankh?
Yeah, this is what it's all connected. Like I said, it's restricted.
What do you believe the Ankh is?
I love y'all. It symbolizes masculine and feminine energy. It's both combined.
What about spells of honor? Spell 700.
I'm a witch, baby.
Okay. Hold on one sec. Before you go, hold on one sec. Because you said you know that we're the real Jews, right? So then this is our connection to what it is that our God gave us to do, what it is that he has for us, all the expectations that he has for us. So this is one thing that the God of the Jews, the true Jews, said.
This is the book of Mark chapter 12 verse 26. And it's touching the dead that they rise. Have you not read in the book of Moses how in the bush God spake unto him saying, I am the God of Abraham and the God of Isaac and the God of Jacob. He is not the God of the dead, but the God of the living. Ye therefore do greatly err.
So we got to get out. I know what you were saying. We got to get out of that witchcraft. We got to get. We got to get.
Witchcraft is who we are. They use it against you every day because you don't know where it came from. You don't know it came from us. Look up the war between the Haitians and the Europeans.
We know.
And look how the animals came to the war.
We know. We know, but we also. But you just heard from the book. You said. I didn't say. You said that you knew that you were a Jew, right? You said that. And so you knowing that you're a Jew, you know that this is the book of the Jews. This is our book. So your God, it's not. It's translated. This is one of the most accurate because it's translated from the Hebrew, right? We can translate it from the Hebrew. We can translate it from the Greek. There's certain things that we can go back to that give us a direct line to let us know, so it doesn't deviate. If it deviates, we wouldn't teach it. If it deviated, I wouldn't read it to you because that would be doing dishonest with my sister, and I don't do that. I feel you.
And it's all love.
I feel you. As you just one more as you go.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 18. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live.
That's your God. That's your God.
Well, I guess I'm living real good, baby.
That's your God. You could be living better.
And I'm going to.
You could be each and every. We don't have to be in this disposition. This is not the place of our rest. We don't have to be in these places. Like I was saying, you shouldn't even be touching the ground.
My great-great-great-grandmother was a witch, and my great-grandmother was a witch. And guess what?
You can break the cycle.
Some of your lineage is too. And you know what that does? That taps you into you. Because witchcraft is not what you think. There is no box.
That's it.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8, verse 11.
Look it up.
Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear God, which fear before him.
So just because your grandmother did it, just because your great grandmother did it, just so I don't know if there's anybody in my family that did it. I mean, there may have been certain people that dabbled into it, but just because it's been going on for a long time and we think that we've been getting away with it for so long, we think that God's not seeing us, we think that we're not going to have to answer for anything, we think that this is, providing great things in our life, but you still going to the same gas stations that I'm going to, you still going to the same liquor stores that our people are going to, you still living in the same cities that I'm living in, then that means that God can't be dealing with you because you're by your own. What you were saying is I'm teaching people how to get money. I'm teaching people financial freedom. I'm teaching people how to be their own boss. But then we're still in the same position that it is that we're in, right? So we just got to make sure that we're doing what it is that we're supposed to be doing, that we're getting away from these things that are trapping us into this world, that are keeping us encased in these same places, that are having us believe these things that are not true about ourselves, to where you're even willing to get a tattoo on your body of something that you're not supposed to be getting, where we're not even supposed to be getting tattoos in the first place. We're not even supposed to be making markings for the dead on our bodies on the first place. So you're going off in more ways than one, but you're trying to justify it because it feels good to you, because it's something that you've always known, because it's something that you feel comfortable with, because it's something that was passed down to you from generation to generation, and it's not something that you're supposed to be doing. It's going against, like the sister said herself, she said, we are the true Jews. She said, there was a certain man that knew that certain people weren't, and that knew that we were, and instead of going and diving deeper into that, you went and dive deeper into witchcraft. You went and dive deeper into Egyptology. So, I don't know. All I can tell you is I pray that you get out that situation. I pray that the Lord starts dealing with you, that some things that we're telling you will resonate with you so much so that you're wrestling with it and you can't get away from it, and you're thinking about it day and night, and now you're at that point where you're just like, let me look in this Bible. Let me see what it is. There's something that keeps tugging me to it, right? Instead of going and doing what it is that you've been doing for so long.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 32, verse 17.
Bring it up.
A sinful man will not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his will.
Yep, that's right.
going against the law, right? You know, whatever it is that I can do to justify myself, to make myself feel better for the position that I'm in, whatever it is that I can do to make myself feel better, because I don't want to have to deal with the reality of the truth of what is. I know these brothers are telling me something. I know that they didn't get it from themselves. I know that I didn't just come across these people by chance. You know, there's a reason for everything, right? And especially for what she believes in, she should know that there's a reason for everything. How you doing? Shalom, brother. Shalom. There's a reason for everything, you know, and again, staying away from it for so long because we don't think that we're going to have to answer for it, because we don't think that the process is coming. We just think that, you know, it's just, we can keep doing these things and we're going to be here forever and we're going to be good, right? So with that, I like to say, Shalom, Call halal Abanawa Yahweh, Bashem Shalom. Oh, Shalom says Shalom. Look into the Bible. You a true Jew, look into the Bible. Deuteronomy 28. See if any of that stuff applies to you. Shalom. Call halal Abanawa Yahweh, Bashem Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Shalom.